Joe, after 3 overtimes in the last 2 games, how important was it to get Tatum and Brown to sit for an entire quarter there at the end?
It was good. It was good for us.
What did you see in that turnaround when they cut it to 13? What were you guys able to do there that maybe was a little bit different when other teams made runs in the past few games?
I honestly don't remember when during the game.
End of the third quarter there?
I thought we just stayed with it. Like I thought at the end of the third, we got like 4 or 5 really good shots, and they just didn't fall. And so I thought we maintained our poise. We controlled the game with our transition defense, and we just really fought to get a great look every time down. And so I thought we won all those margins, and I think when you're winning, you have to do those things even more, and I thought we did that.
Do you feel like the execution, was it more your execution, or how much of it was Portland just had a really rough night? How much of that played into it, and how much of it was just giving your guys the credit?
I'm sure in every game there's a balance of that, but I thought our guys, we emphasized a couple things, and I thought we had great carryover from our film sessions and from the learning of the close games that we had. And so we can't control what Portland does. All we can control is how we respond to the things we need to get better at. And so they only had 6 offensive rebounds, and I think 3 of them were in the first half. And so we did a good job of that. Our transition defense was better because our offense was better. And situationally, in the 2-for-1s, we did a good job there. So
I think except for 1, maybe 2, all your baskets were threes or in the paint. What do you think of just kind of the shot profile in general, and what's the key?
Ours or theirs?
Yours. Made baskets, threes and paint baskets. What do you think of kind of the shot profile, and just what's kind of the key for you guys in getting those shots? Like, what has to go right for that to happen?
I always had a question about, like, when we shoot a lot of threes and miss, everybody asks me questions, but when we shoot a lot of layups and miss, nobody says anything. How many layups we missed today? Like, I don't understand that. Like, just because you're close to the basket doesn't mean it's easier to score. And so, like, we missed a lot of layups, and, you know, we have to do a good job making those. And so I thought our shot profile was really good. I thought on that stretch where we didn't shoot the ball well, we continued to guard. And I thought when we missed layups, we did a decent job of sprinting back in transition. But I've always wondered that. Like, no one asks, like, there's 10 layups tonight. How come?
I'll ask you right now. Why were you missing layups?
I don't know. That's what I want to find out.
You went with Blake as the big off the bench primarily tonight. What led to that decision, and what did you see out of him?
Blake just is a professional, brings a lot of experience. I think he helps us force turnovers with his activity, his hand activity, his ability to take charges, his overall communication, and I think he does a great job on the offensive end of screening and getting the ball where it needs to get to. And so, you know, I think as we come down the stretch, it's important to really just rely on his experience, and he's been such a professional for it, and you know, he's somebody that we're going to need.
I heard that you missed a lot of layups tonight. Usually when teams miss layups, they get beat in transition defense. Was that something that you've talked about just over the course of these losses, and especially like in these moments where games have flipped very quickly, because usually that happens in transition?
Yeah. No, it's great. Like, I thought tonight we missed good layups in the sense of it was the right read at the time, we just didn't make it. And so I think as a team for us, when we miss paint shots and layups, they may not be the right read, and that's when you have a cross match or a disadvantage at the other end. I thought tonight we got good layups and we just missed those. And so, yes, that's something we talk about in the sense of when you missed a layup, can you sprint back, can you create the 5-on-5 as fast as possible? And I thought we were a little bit better in that tonight, and that's important.
And then you've talked in the past about like finding like good threes and maybe missing the opportunity to find great threes. There's been like a lot of just kind of like 2 dribble, 1 pass threes like lately. How did you feel like tonight you guys were about? Are
there more than there have been in the beginning of the year?
You're probably hitting more of them in the beginning of the year, but I think there was probably deeper dribble penetration and like more swings off of the.
Yeah, I don't know the difference if there was more earlier in the year or this year, but I mean, some of those are important because if they go in, the defense is going to change how they're guarding you. And so if you're going to have low pickup points and you're going to have great shooters and great players bring the ball down the floor, you have to be able to knock down that shot to put the defense in a spot to where are they going to come out and get stretched, which then allows dribble penetration and 2-on-1s. And and the ability to move the ball. And so those shots, whether they go in or not, are extremely important because of the pressure that you put on the defense.
Joe, is the goal the last 15 games to just play not only the right way but the same way regardless of opponent, just to have that same pattern of doing the things the right way, just kind of getting that pattern back?
I mean, I think that's always the goal. Like, no matter how many games are left, I think the great teams, like I've said this a lot, the great teams stay the best version of themselves the longest, and when you don't, you got to quickly get back to who you are. And so that's the goal, is regardless of, I don't know if we're going to go on a winning streak. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I know we have habits that we've had the entire year, and we've gone through small stretches of those habits waning, and great teams just bounce back quicker. And so that's important. Is like, it seems like we've bounced back. We've done a good job with some carryover. We have to continue that for however long we're playing.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Sam's available in the locker room right now.